You know, like, if you're stressed, what kind of barrels I'm about to shred?
Is your spirit hurting right now, dude? Live, laugh, love, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way to live,
Just relax, everything's gonna be alright. Man, what's up?
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know you! I don't know you!
I'm walking here!
Hey, I'm Prescott. I'm from the suburbs of Boston.
East Coast.
Yeah, I would say it's to the right side of America.
안녕하세요, 저는 데이비드입니다. California, 샌디에이고에서 왔어요. Very West Coast.
Lame.
Let's go. Let's go. Usually the stereotypes is like West Coast tends to be more chill, relaxed.
What'd your horoscope say today, man?
Did yoga today?
Dude, drank my kale shake.
So yeah, West Coast has a kind of an image of very laid back because the weather's always warm, so most people are pretty happy. Whereas the East Coast is cold, right? And people are usually busy like Seoul, like Bali stuff.
Yeah, like New England specifically has like a super fast vibe. Like Boston, New York, people are like, get the fuck out of my way. Their time is more important than you, and you better fucking move.
A West Coast's stereotype of an East Coast is like, they're so rude, they're so fast. Like your interpretation of a West Coast is like, hippies, stoners, surfers.
It's kind of like that though. These are accurate stereotypes, I feel like.
Do I look like that?
Bruh, like.
That's a nice shirt.
It was like $10.
I'm gonna tell you right now, pop a like.
My mom bought it for me.
Okay. We did not even wear things like this. My normal fashion was like a tank top, board shorts, flippy floppies, things like that. I didn't ever own a jacket. So when I first came to Korea, I had like 20 tank tops. And then I had to buy like my first big jacket. Warm weather, you're more calm. How can you not be happy when there's a beach and ice cream and tacos?
So basically, your personality is better than Prescott?
There's no better.
Well, that's a matter of perspective. If you're asking about GDP per capita and which city makes more money, but you know what? The cities have different like centers, right? Boston's a finance center, so there are a lot more people who are kind of uptight and like in business suits because they have to be that way. They work in huge banks.
Yeah.
And there's Harvard.
When we talk about this, everybody's different. Like, but this is a stereotype for a reason because I think like if you went to California, you'll notice a lot more people with the stereotype. If you go to the East Coast, you'll probably notice a lot of people with that stereotype.
Boston, people make it a point. You know, like people from cold places are like, oh, it's not as cold as where I'm from. Boston's exactly like that. It gets so cold. We have this thing called nor'easters, which are kind of like a weather phenomenon where it gets so much snow, like up to here every year. And every year you have to spend like 10 minutes getting your car out.
I've always wanted to experience that. So actually, my whole life, I never experienced snow until I was in college. So the first time I studied abroad in Hungary, and the first time I saw these like little white things falling from the sky, I was like, it's like dandruff or something.
You didn't experience snow until adulthood?
Never. And then my friend and I, who's also from California, we go run out in our tank tops and we have our shirts, and we're like, whoa, it's snowing, because like we never experienced that, and everybody else was like, fucking Californians.
There are people in like Boston, Chicago who will go out in like shorts and t-shirt just to be like, oh, the cold doesn't faze me. I'm unfazed.
It's like you try to be like that Sangnamja style.
Yeah, I mean, Boston's a city of Sangnamja. San Diego's more like a city of Sangpeksu.
Sangpeksu? Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Well, when I first came to Korea, it was winter and it was fucking cold in Boston, like so cold. So I was wearing a coat. I landed for like 3 hours in the LAX and I just took all my shit off. I'm like, is this how people live? Is this winter in LA? Like I could just chill in a t-shirt, what the hell?
There is no winter.
We got gypped in Boston. In Boston, you wear a coat and you walk fast to get to where you're going so you're not in the cold. In LA, I was like, y'all's played, dude.
That's why, like, living in Korea, I love living in Korea, but I hate the winter and I hate the summer.
I hate both of those, man. There's so much.
So extreme. I went to San Diego State University, SDSU, and it's right on the beach. It's right next to the beach. So like one of my classes was a surfing class. You know, and like a lot of parties were beach parties.
And you were like, graded on participation and how much enthusiasm you had for the curriculum.
So it was a huge party school, you know, and like everybody would have swimsuit party contests, things like that.
I took a yoga class in college too.
Did you?
I can't judge.
How was that? Yoga class worked out for you?
How did it work out for you?
It was actually pretty hard.
Downwards dog?
I failed it. I didn't go.
Actually, yeah.
I feel like people in California usually end in upspeak. Like, they kind of like talk like this.
You're from Boston, right?
Yeah.
So Boston's like Boston. I'm walking here. I'm walking.
That's New York. That's New York, man.
They're all the same to me.
Yeah, just like abrupt and to the point.
But for California, I feel like for a guy, it's usually like, hey man, like,
With the eye.
you know, like if you're stressed, you know what I do?
chill,
I think
just
about
chill.
what kind of barrels I'm about to shred, and then afterwards we can go to like In-N-Out.
Is your spirit hurting right now, dude? Live, laugh, love, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way to live.
Just relax, everything's gonna be alright.
Star sign, dude. I think we're gonna get along.
What are they saying, dude? Gemini? We say a lot of man, dude, radical.
Oh.
That's old. That's like my dad's type. Totally tubular. So bodacious, man.
Those are some bodacious things.
There's a lot of man. But then the girls are very different. It's called Valley Girl accent.
I like know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. There's a lot of whatevs, OMG. So it's like, oh my god, you won't believe what that bitch Becky told me yesterday.
What did Becky tell you?
So like, Rachel apparently made out with Chad and Kyle.
Rachel is a fat bitch. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, anyway, I didn't even care. It was like whatevs.
Slag.
Whatevs. Live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love, bitch.
But okay, this sounds exaggerated, and you've probably seen like the high school movies, you know, like Mean
There's some
Girls.
people who talk like that.
But there are people that talk like that.
they're
There's a
like-
reason. It's a reason. I
They're
have
real life
plenty
people.
Of friends.
Boston has a strong accent, like Mark Wahlberg and stuff. Pop the car and Harvard. Yeah, I can't do it.
I'm walking here.
That's fucking New York, man. But listen, the thing about accents, I feel like any accent, San Diego, New York, Boston, Chicago, it's all gonna come down to like the inner city people. Like if only the inner city people have that accent, because you don't really have an accent. I feel like I don't really have a big accent.
Right. I think it's just very neutral. Yeah.
If you live in the city though,
Big
walk in here, bro. The Bears.
Bro,
You gotta watch the Bears.
When I was in America, I was like really shocked because everyone talks to me and I was like,
Yeah.
I feel comfortable.
Her face.
Right. So that reaction was interesting because in America, I guess part of our language, part of the culture, but people are very friendly and you say more than just hello.
I mean, if you're only saying hello, I feel like
kinda rude,
We
right?
just say like, hey man.
Yeah,
it's like
hey, what's
instantly
up?
more friendly. Like
Yeah.
you're calling a man or like, hey,
Right.
what's up? And you instantly create like some like kind
Bond,
of
a little
rapport.
bond,
You're like
yeah.
a little bit.
So that's what was so strange for me actually when I came to Korea. Maybe it was the same for you because for me, I feel so awkward when I just say like hello, 안녕하세요. Because for me, I'm like, I need to say something more. There needs to be more. It doesn't sound friendly. So the first thing I asked my friend was like, hey, how do you say how are you or how's it going, something. And he's like, I guess 잘 지내셨어요? So then like everywhere I went, to the 편의점, to the market, I would always go to random people like, 안녕하세요, 잘 지내셨어요? And the girls would be like,
Yeah, I did.
And I was like,
too.
I feel kind of like creepy now. It's
Like the culture,
introduction
for
in the
sure.
culture. I guess it can be more friendly in that nature where you don't just say hello. You get to know somebody. Just, hey, how's it going? What are you doing?
More open to building like
Yeah.
an instant kind of rapport with
Yeah.
somebody. Hey man.
Hey man, what's up,
Hey
man?
man. See, now we're like instant friends.
Now we're friends.
And that would happen all the time in the US with
So
like anybody.
yeah, true. Like when I first meet people, I mean it's not all the time, but usually it's like if I meet a new friend, it's always like, hey man, what's up?
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know you. I don't know you.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
You just keep walking.
Or people in you can go do that, and people in Boston, New York will just like,
Yeah.
I just
Why are you
keep going.
talking to me? San Diego, we have a huge Mexican food culture because Mexico is like 30 minutes away from where we live. So we have tacos, Mexican food, things like that.
Boston's big on like Irish and like beer, because you know we have the Celtics and the Patriots.
Burgers. They eat some burgers and some beer. Boston.
Speaking fucking Scottish, dude. I will fight you. This is offensive. This is 인종차별. This is some racism shit here.
Look. Come to the West Coast, see for yourself. But we're all family. Look at Prescott and I, we're here together.
I rep the East Coast, but I'll be real. Like if I had
wanna go
to choose, I'd live in LA or something. Oh, McDonald's! Like the little pig boys we are.
We're about
I'll
to
eat
eat
'em.
burgers next, so if you want to see me die and Prescott eat like a little piggy, then stay tuned. I'm walking here.
That's New York, man.